what you wearing again? Hey, hold on real quick.
The NFL playoffs are on EA Sports, and we've got a packed house here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Coming up, a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a potential classic in store, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Atlanta Falcons. One of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks' time. Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? And he returns this to the 22.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. A nice throw there. And this is a quarterback, you remember, looking to do what no other rookie has done, and that's lead his team into the Super Bowl.
And now you've made me go back down memory lane a little bit because we have had a few guys come close. Think about Patrick Mahomes in 2018. Second year in the league, but his first as a full-time starter. I go back to 2000 with the Vikings and Dante Culpepper. Also his first year as a starter. But this would be something I think would be very noteworthy.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
Finding room at midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out, and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. 3rd and 3.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. His first catch in this NFC Championship game, and it's a first down.
But Charles, it's early, but that's a key third down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does its job, takes it away, turns it over to the offense. He'll pick up a nice first down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot at the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
79 Broncos. Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Back to Robinson now on first down. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Here we go. Shot. Big alert. Big alert. Panther 60. 19 Lion.
Operating from the gun, Penix. That's out wide here for Robinson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
That's another Falcons first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll run with Robinson. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And looking to throw, Penix. Touchdown! Bijan Robinson. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons have struck first in this NFC title game. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Here we go. Here we go.
They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving. And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now he'll tuck this and run. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Penix. Here's a screen for Robinson.
Oh, heck of a move. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield, and allow the play to be successful.
And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it 2nd and 7.
Let's go now. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
They'll go play action here with Penix.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Let's go. 70 Lion. Warriors, 70.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are 1 game away from the Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got. And that's a heck of a run right there.
19. Buffalo 18.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
And the Seahawks first down.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
This 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
18, 5 here.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
On the jump.
1st and goal, Seattle.
Get it. Gravity line. Ready.
They'll set up a throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Seahawks. From 3 yards out.
And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score.
Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
To the air, Penix. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Penix working out of the gun here.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away.
Back deep, Rashid Shaheed.
Taken in at the 22. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Cougar 19. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ready, set.
On first and 10, it's Robinson. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down. He was brought down there by Julian Love.
2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship.
From the 25, here's second and 6. Looking to throw, Penix. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
And 6 yards to
My
go.
first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Now Penix.
Hard throw, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
Okay, ready?
The false start backs him up 5, first and 15.
Go! Ready, ready?
They'll look to throw.
Now he's going to step up and run.
Oh, wide open, complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Nicole Hardman.
63 yards.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
All square now at 13-all as he sends this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Let's go now. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Let's go.
Robinson in the middle.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Second and 9. They'll throw with Penix. And this will be caught by Mooney. Now he's loose down the left sideline. They're trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line.
A big play there just before halftime. 57 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Penix going to sneak it.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown.
Michael Penix
As the first half is winding down.
and the Falcons have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Falcons are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
From the shotgun, it's Penix. Locates Mooney on the out route.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
At the 47-yard line.
2nd and 6.
They're going to look to throw. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this will be called officially a 66-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
He'll drop to throw. And complete to Drake London. He's across midfield. And down to the 19-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 56 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And now they'll shift things around.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Looking for London on the out route complete.
They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
Makes it 3rd and 1.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
Was that the incorrect read or just more an error on the throw by the quarterback?
I lean more towards the latter because it seemed like he was open there, just missed him on the throw.
And a tough one to miss because now you're dealing with a 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll run here with Algier.
And he gets it a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second and goal from inside the 5. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. This will wind up a loss on the play. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal.
They'll try and throw. Here's Penix. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown.
4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Falcons take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a two-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. And complete to Smith and Jigba. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Again, he'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
But it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Trap 60, trap 60.
They'll look to throw again. That is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 37 yards. And the Seahawks take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
Back to 60. Back to 60. Go.
Handing it off, right side, Algier. Shifts by him. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
And the Falcons, first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
One quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth.
Ready, set.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12 at the 38-yard line.
Let's go now.
And looking to throw, Penix. This one into the hands of Pitts. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
It's a gain of
Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
first and 10.
Give to Robinson on the option. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're second and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if you picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to make second and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down. It actually aids the defense in that situation.
How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Again, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up first and goal. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front. And it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got it second and goal now as they look for that final dagger. Robinson is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 15 now.
Makes the score Falcons 34, Seahawks 19. Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. across the 20 to about the 22.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 here.
Dragon 60. Here we go. Here we go. Gravity Lion.
They'll look to throw here. Gets this complete to Smith and Jigba. Now inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Jackson Smith-Njigba with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
The Seahawks will line up for the two.
They'll try and throw for it. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by D'Angelo Malone.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all three timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Ready? 70 Lion.
Robinson with another carry. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They are going for it. Penix work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, 72 yards. And the Falcons are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
25. Bradley Pinion set to kick off.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Oh, a miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out. And the thump. And now the rookie's free. Now a hit and a loose football. And this will go out of bounds, so no recovery.
And that is how this one will come to an end. And for all these
It's a good
guys,
game, bro.
whether you're a rookie, a 10-year veteran, there's no feeling like this NFC champs.
And you feel like family. Never at any time do you feel more like family than when you're sharing the joy of being the NFC champs. And now everyone gets to say they're going to the Super Bowl.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.